Hello and welcome. Now, in addition to videos, you can also work with images inside of CapCut. And if you have to create thumbnails or some kind of image to promote your video, you'll be able to do it inside of CapCut by switching over to the image side. If you stay on the home page, you'll see different elements that are trending in terms of tools that are being used. You can find these same tools available in the Magic Tools area. And for example, if you skip down to images, you'll see all the tools available to you in order to work with specific images. And some of these elements are going to be cross-posted into the business section. Some of these elements are going to be cross-posted into the AI section, and some of them are going to be cross-posted into the trending element. You can also sort for the element that you want by clicking on images. CapCut will allow you to batch edit images. For example, we can click on the batch edit element. And what you'll see is that you can remove the backgrounds of images at one time. CapCut will show you how this feature works here by using sample images. And so basically, you'll see all of the images now on your timeline. We're going to click out of these elements. What you'll see here is when we click on each image, the background is then removed. We can then click Done. We can remove the background, then click Done. We can remove the background and then click Done. We can then reset all of the images at one time, and the images will then go back to their normal state. We can also go to the background element. We can then click Auto Removal, and then CapCut will remove all of the backgrounds at one time. And you'll see all of the backgrounds are then removed. So basically, what you can do, you can use the batch edit in order to edit out backgrounds to multiple images at one time. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. CapCut also has a portrait generator. You can generate AI portraits in various styles. It is a variation of the image-to-image process. We're going to click on Portrait Generator. Now we are going to start with a portrait, and if you want to see how the process works and you don't have a portrait, you can use one of CapCut's available portraits. We're going to upload a portrait image. We can then determine what kind of image we want to output. The choices are 3D cartoon, a pop image, manga, 3D game, or Hong Kong cartoon. For the sake of example in this case, we're going to use a 3D game image. We are then going to click Transfer. And CapCut will then begin the generation process. Now, depending on your browser and your personal computer, the process could take time to undertake. And you will see what CapCut is able to do with the element. If you want to see what the original looked like, you can click on the element, and you can switch back to see what CapCut was able to do. You can try another element. You can click on 3D cartoon. You can then transfer the image into a 3D cartoon. And again, the generation process depends on your personal computer as well as your browser. In order to download the image, you can click on this element, or you can export the element here in this area. If you need to use the editing tools, you can use them here in this area. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Since CapCut does have a timeline, you can use that timeline and you can add in audio to your video. If you click on the audio element, you can choose the kind of music that you want. You can choose the music by the prompt, or you can search for what you want. You can then click on the element so that you could hear it. And if you like the music, you can click this button and add it to the timeline. The music will appear on the audio track beneath your video. As of the recording of this video, CapCut does not have a looping function. And so what you may need to do is you may need to add in the video to a timeline again. You'll then need to bring in your timeline. You'll then need to split the track. And you'll then need to delete the excess part of the track. What you can also do is you can go to the track. You can go to the basic area. And you can choose to fade out a specific element. You can also choose to fade in a specific element. And of course, what you can do is you can then listen to your video. Hello and welcome. And you want to type in Audacity. And typically, you're going to see a search. Once you have your audio, you can change the volume on the audio. Result that will look like one where you're going to see the website audacityteam.org. So basically, you can add in an audio track to your timeline and you can adjust it to fit your video in the way in which you want it. And again, as of the recording of this video, there is no looping feature. What you'll need to do is you'll need to add in your audio tracks and you may need to add them in back to back. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. When we right click inside of our video file, one of the things that you'll notice here is that we can edit using the transcript. So in order to do that, we can click on transcript. We will then tell CapCut what language is being used in our video. We will then ask CapCut to transcribe the video. CapCut will then transcribe our video, and you're going to see it here in this area. What you'll then see is the transcript in the left side menu. So for example, if we were to play the video. Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to go to your favorite search engine. So you'll see that the video is following the video that's in the timeline. So in order to edit with the transcript, what we're going to do is we can go to our transcript. Once we highlight what we want to delete, you're going to see a delete button, and you want to be careful not to use your keyboard because you can delete the file. Once you highlight, you want to look for this button that says delete, and you want to use that button in order to delete the actual text. Because as you'll see, if we click on this button, you'll see that the item is being highlighted also on the video timeline. So what we're going to do here is we're going to delete this element. And what you're going to see now is that if we play the clip from this area, the video will have adjusted. And you'll want to type in Audacity. And typically you're going to see a So basically what we would do then is we would go to our video and we would then duplicate it to the place where we want it to be. We can then undo our file back to the original file and leave it as the original file. When we are ready to export, what we can do is we can go back to our home page. We can then go to our space and we can then go to our new video. And if we play that video, hello and welcome, and you'll want to type in Audacity. And you'll notice then that the video is playing at the point at which we did the deletion. We can then export that video either to our hard drive or to our video platform. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now inside of the browser-based editor, you can do many of the functions that you would normally be able to do with a desktop program like Camtasia. If you wanted to overlay your video with specific text, you can do it. You're going to see a text icon on the left side menu. You can click that element. What you can then do is you can choose a specific text, or you can just choose to add a heading. These are basically text templates that you can add to your video. There are also text effects. So if you want to add a specific effect with your text, basically creating text art, you can do it here inside of the text effects. So in some cases, you may want to go to the text template. You may then want to add a heading. Once you have the heading open, one thing you notice is that you can double click inside of the area and you then have control over the text element. So you can write in what you want it to say. You can change the font. You can change the size. If you want to change the nature of the stroke, you can change it. You can also change the nature of the text fill. So basically, you have full control over the appearance of the text and how it will be inside of your video. There are some features that are only available with the Pro version. You'll see those in this area, but you have quite a bit of control over the text that you can add to your video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. We can edit an existing video with CapCut. To do that, if we go to this area and click Create New, we can then click on Blank Canvas. In order to begin working with an existing video, all we need to do is to upload that video or to grab that video from the cloud drive that we are operating in. For the sake of this video, we're going to upload a video. Once we have uploaded the video, what we can do is we can click on the video to add it to our canvas. When we click on top of the video is automatically then added to our canvas. It's a good idea that as we begin to work with the video, that we name it and that we put it inside of the folder where we want it to be. And so we are going to archive the video by moving it to the area where we want it to be. It's going to be in the space that we created. If we go down to the video on the timeline, what you'll notice is that the cursor is at the beginning of the video. If we click the play button, the cursor will move so that we can edit the video in real time. Hello and welcome. In order to get started with Audacity, you'll need to... So as you can see, as the cursor moves, the video progresses. Now, one thing that you'll notice on the timelines, we can come to the timeline and we can right-click on the timeline. Now, when we right-click on the timeline, what you'll notice is that we are not seeing a browser-based menu item. We are looking at a CapCut-based menu item. What you'll see are several elements. You'll see different elements here that we can perform in the editing process. And we will look at those processes in the next few videos. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Inside of any editing screen, you can always go backwards in time by using the undo button. And basically, you'll notice that the text effect is no longer a part of our video. You can add elements to your video. If you click on the elements, what you'll see is that you can add into the timeline or an overlay a stock video. You can add in photos. You can add in characters. You'll also see that you can add in stickers and GIFs here in this area. You can do a meta search for your topic by using this area and searching for elements that match your topic, and you'll find what may be available for your topic in all of these categories. So you'll see here, we can overlay an image to our video. We can size the video to what we want it to be. We can move it to a place on the timeline where we want it to be so that it is overlaying our video. We can have it to last as long as we want to by extending it here on the timeline. And so we can do that with all of the elements that we have available where we find it appropriate. For example, if we want to add a sticker, we can add in our sticker. And you'll see that the sticker is on the timeline. It's overlaid on top of the element that we have added, as well as the video. And we can have it to appear wherever we want to appear in the video in terms of time. So you can add in elements at any point in your video where you feel it would enhance the nature of your video. And you can add in creativity to the video in ways that you want. Once you have all of the elements and where you want them to be on the timeline, all you need to do is to save your new video and then export it to the format that you want. If you find that you don't want the additions, you can go backwards in time and you can take out the elements that you added. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the other elements that we can add to our video is to caption the video. And if you're in your browser-based editor, you're going to see on the left side menu that there is an element here that says captions. You can click on that caption element. Now, we do have a few choices. If you already have a caption file, that's an SRT file or a JRC file, you can upload that file here in this area. You can also type in your captions. So if you know where the captions go, you can click this element and you can type in your captions. Or you can go to this element here at the top and you can click Auto Captions. If you have captions and you want to clear them, you can tick this. Otherwise, you'll need to select the language that's in your video, and then you can click on Generate Captions. CapCut will then go through the process in your browser of generating captions. And what you'll see then are the captions are then in your video. You can customize the captions. What we can do is we can dictate the style of the caption. And what you'll notice is that once you change the style, that style is going to appear throughout the rest of your video. So basically, what you have now done is you have now made it so that the captions will appear along with the audio in your video. For example, if we play the video, what you'll see is that the captions will move with the video. Hello and welcome. And you'll want to type in Audacity. And typically, you're going to see a search result that will look. And one of the elements you'll see is that something appeared here in this area. We're going to want to delete that element. So basically, you can caption your video and add that caption to the appearance of the video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Inside of the Magic Tools area, you're going to see that CapCut has an image-to-image generator. So we can upload an image to CapCut, and CapCut can remake the image into another image. We're going to click on the image-to-image generator. What we're going to do first is we're going to upload our image. We're going to grab the image from our device. We can then add in a prompt as to what we want the image to become. We can choose the style of the image that we want. For example, we can choose an art image, we can choose anime, we can choose a collage. So basically, you can determine what style of image that you actually want. You can then choose how many images you want CapCut to generate. And you can use the advanced settings to determine how much weight to give the information that you are giving the CapCut generator. We are now going to click Generate. And CapCut will then begin the creation process. You will then see CapCut's version of the image that you asked it to create based on the image that you uploaded. When you click the Export All button, you can then export the images to your hard drive. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Inside of Magic Tools, CapCut does have old photo restoration, and CapCut will open up the engine. If you don't have an old photo, but you want to understand exactly how this process works, CapCut will give you a sample in order to test the process. We are going to click on the old photo that CapCut gives us. CapCut is then going to bring us into this area. And when you click, CapCut will then immediately start the generation process. You'll see that the old photo has then been restored. You can also colorize the photo that you have been given. If you click on this element, CapCut will then attempt to colorize the image that you have created. If you want to go back and look at the old photo, you can click on this element that says See Original, and then the original is then available. If you want to toggle back to the restored image, you can click on this element. And basically, you can then export the image in the way that you want. You can also use the CapCut editing tools in order to edit the photos as you would any other photo. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. CapCut has tools to help you change the style of your image. You'll see them inside of the Magic Tools area. If you sort for images, you can click on Image Style Transfer. Once you do that, what you'll notice is that CapCut will give you sample images to show you how the process works. So we are going to click on one of the images. And you're going to see that CapCut will bring the image into the canvas area. Now, as of the recording of this video, we can transfer the style into manga, we can transfer it into a Hong Kong cartoon, or we can transfer it into an oil painting. Now, these styles are available today. There might be fewer or more styles by the time you see this video. Now, for the sake of example, we're going to take the current photo and we're going to turn it into an oil painting. And we're just going to click on the transfer process. We're going to give CapCut the opportunity to generate the photo. And it may not be one that you may like. We're going to click on See Original to bring the photo back to the original. In this case, we're going to select Hong Kong Cartoon, and we're going to click Transfer. And we're going to allow CapCut to turn our photo into a cartoon photo for Hong Kong. And we'll go back to the Magic Tools. What you will then see if we go down to the image area, that a color correction is possible. And so in order to do this, what you'll notice then is that again, there will be an example photo that you can use. And in a similar process, we can click on the photo. CapCut will then immediately start the color correction. Now what you'll notice is that by default, the color correction is at what CapCut considers to be a level 3. It's a good idea first to see the original, and then to go back to the color correction. We can intensify the color correction. In this case, we've intensified to level 4, or we can de-intensify and go to level 1. So basically, you can add color and vibrancy to any photo that you have inside of CapCut. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now on the home page, you can work with CapCut's templates in order to create a video. And you'll see that CapCut does have prompts here in this area so that you can sort for specific kind of templates that you may want. What you can also do is you can go to the video template area and make sure that you have sorted for video. You can begin to search for templates that represent the video that you want to create. You can then click enter, and then CapCut will begin to look for templates that you may want. You can look for specific kind of templates once you have sorted for the ones that you want. For example, what you can do is you can go to this area and you can begin to select the size of template that you want. So if what you want is a widescreen template, you can start by sorting for all of the widescreen templates that have your search term. Once you find the widescreen template that has your search term, you can click on that template so that you can begin to work with that specific template. You can see similar templates here in this area, or you can decide that you're going to use this template. And we're going to click on the use of this template. That's going to bring you into the CapCut canvas. And what you're going to see is that the template is here in this area. Now, in order to play the template that you have in your canvas, you can click on this play button. And so with the template, what you can do is you can then edit the template so that it says what you want it to say. So we can edit the text in the area. We can also edit the audio. If we want to lower the volume, we can do it. If you don't like some of the changes that you make, you can click the undo button. Once you've completed this, you can click the export button, and this will export your video for download. You can also export your content to the platforms that you want to work in. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Now, it's one important element to note that in the right-click menu, you're going to see here that you can separate a video into audio. And when you do that separation, you would typically want to then export that file as an audio. If you go to the export button, what you'll see is that the download area is going to give you only the choice to download as a video format. You don't really get the option to export the file as an MP3. So that's going to be an important factor to note, that even if you separate out the audio in order to make edits specifically to the audio, when you're using the browser, what you won't be able to do is to export the entire file or even the audio portion as an MP3 file. However, if you are using the desktop version and you go to the export command, one of the things that you'll notice here is that we can export the file as an audio. So this is a feature that will be available in the desktop application, but not in the browser-based application. So you want to take note of that depending on how you want to do your edit of your video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, there are aspects of the desktop application that are very similar to the editing function inside of the browser function. And one of the things you'll notice inside of the desktop application is that you have access to script to video. So if you click on script to video here in the desktop application, we can click try now. And basically what you can do is you can go to this area to write your own script. When you get to that area, you can go to the AI writer and you can ask the AI writer in order to write your script. Once our script is written, we can choose a voice. We can then generate our video. We can choose to use smart generation, or we can generate the video with materials of our choice. In this particular case, we're going to use smart generation. And then CapCut Desktop will then begin to generate our video. You may find that this element takes longer than you may expect. Once that process is complete, you'll see that in the timeline area that there's a similar look and feel as the one that you may have used in the browser area. So it's possible that we may want to change some of the elements in the video. We can extend the timeline so that we can see it better. And it's possible then that we can then go to the exact place in the video and we can determine if the element is something that we want. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.